Hello my dear crystal lovers, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is AM. I am the founder of AVIUVI, and at aviuvi.com you can go and find the most amazing, spectacular and ethically sourced crystals from all over the world, and there's a link for it in the description below. Today I'm home alone with Anka all day. We have a few little projects out in the kitchen that we're going to do later today. But first I wanted to recap you on the event, the market that I was at this weekend. So this was a bit of a wild card for me. I had a small little shop there, didn't pay a lot for it, because I knew that this wasn't necessarily you guys who came to this event. So it was a garden event in Frederiksberg Garden, which is a lovely location, a very beautiful place here in Copenhagen. It wasn't a total fail, I'll be honest with you, but it wasn't like a huge success, so I'm probably not gonna do it another time. Even though it was a lovely audience who came there, it was maybe a little bit older than what I'm used to. And you guys who came and showed an interest and made some purchases at my little shop, you guys were all of a younger age. So, I mean, it wasn't exactly a home run for me, but it's always nice to get out and try it out, because you never know as a business owner if there's an audience that you just don't know anything about. I've tried that before, and where I've been really shocked about who was interested in, I don't know if you remember, but there was one time where I was at an event where there was a lot of bodybuilders, and apparently a lot of those people who came there were really curious and interested and intrigued by crystals. That was a really good event for me. So you never really know what you're getting yourself into, you just have to try it out. There are a few events that I know are always really successful for me. For example, I have Finders Keepers coming up. I think it's on the 17th and 18th of June here in Copenhagen, and it's always a success, and it's a lot younger demographic who comes there. I'll leave a link for that in the description below, so if you're in town, you should definitely come and visit. In any case, there are a few things that I really loved about this event. My neighboring shops, there were two lovely ladies, and I can't tell you how important it has been for me as a woman, as a mother, to be out and to talk about business with other women who are in similar situations as I am, or older, and have been through a lot of the same challenges that I have in my business. Other women who are mothers, who are trying to make everything work really beautifully together. Yeah, so that was a really lovely part about being at this event. The other thing was the park, and Frederiksberg Garden, or Frederiksberg Garden, you would probably call it in English, is in a town called Frederiksberg, which is a little town inside of Copenhagen. It's a little independent city in the big city. The reason why I want to mention the park is because we have the Summer Solstice coming up on June 21st. And if you don't have a garden, going to a beautiful park like this one is absolutely ideal. Go and take off your shoes. You don't have to do anything elaborate or very magical. Just go to the park, take off your shoes, spend some time with nature on this really special day, and celebrate how everything is just on the absolute peak on the summer solstice, and recharge yourself. Here in Copenhagen we have a lot of beautiful parks. Every single town that or big city that I've ever been to has had some type of park or a natural area. so you probably don't have to travel that far. The parks will do just fine. And this park is wonderful because you have these little spaces, these little rooms, small private areas, like a herb garden and a little fountain, or they had some little houses for bees. I don't know what they're called in English, but you know what I mean. You definitely get the benefits of nature. So it definitely was a slow weekend for me. Cozy, wonderful weekend, but a slow weekend business-wise. But of course, I want to thank all of you who came by the shop, who came and shopped at AVIUVI. And no matter how much or how little I sell, I am just so honored and so grateful for every single one of you who comes and makes a purchase at AVIUVI. I feel very lucky and very privileged to be the one who brings these amazing crystals out into the world, and that I'm able to curate them and show them to you guys and have wonderful conversations about nature and spirituality. One episode was a little bit interesting, and I want to talk to you about that because it's something that happens quite a lot when I'm out. So this really young boy, I think he was probably around 10 years old, he came up to look at the pyrite, and the pyrite is mind-blowing and so amazing and such an expression of nature. And he was really curious and very interested in the pyrite. But what happened, and I've seen this quite a lot, is that his father came up and he kind of brushed it off, and what he said was, yeah, you can go and check that out and look at it on Minecraft, you know, the computer game. And I thought that was so odd. If you have a child who is genuinely interested in crystals for whatever reason, I mean, we had a bit of a conversation, and he was obviously really interested in the geological aspect of crystals, which is amazing. And I'm not sure why you wouldn't encourage your child in that enthusiasm and that interest, but rather steer them in the direction of looking at it artificially on a screen. I was just wondering, because I made that video last week about crystals for kids, and it's something that my son has really benefited from, and something that's part of his everyday life and part of his introduction into this world that we live in, right? And his understanding of how physics work and how the earth works. And I would definitely support him in that, but I would that too if his passion was in nature or plants or culture, right? Definitely anything that would take his attention away from a screen. Now, right now he is watching cartoons while I'm filming, so that I could get a little bit of peace and quiet to make this video for you guys. So there were some lovely ladies all around me at this event who had some shops. One of them had a company named Copenhagen, and I bought a few pillows from her for the plant house. And it's these hand woven lovely pillows. This is actually from a Dutch company, but she sells these beautiful pillows, these hand-woven pillows, and I thought they were so perfect for picnics in the plant house, and yeah, I could just imagine them there. So I did bring home a little bit of goodness. And also the other day, Andreas, he surprised me with some glassware that I've been wanting. So it's this pitcher and 10 of these tumbler glasses. I have a tendency to break glassware all the time, so we cannot have anything that is remotely fragile. I did have that once and I really regretted it. So we can only have like glassware that doesn't break that easily. And this had been on my wish list for quite a while, ever since it came out, because obviously I love the color and it goes really well with the whole apothecary theme that we have and that I'm gonna have in the kitchen. But this is made out of, I think, 50% recycled glass. It's a Danish company and I'll leave a link for it in the description below. But I just wanted to show you guys, if you're a little bit reckless with glassware like I am, these are absolutely ideal for you. What I love about them are these little bubbles. I don't know if you can even see them. They look a lot like the French glassware, antique French glassware. So we have Summer Solstice coming up on June 21st. We put a lot of emphasis on solstices and the equinoxes. These are really great days to mark the transitions into a new phase, to change the scenery a little bit, to adjust your focus and maybe let go of some of the things that doesn't serve you anymore and bring some new things into your life. So we do celebrate on the specific day of the solstice or the equinox. However, there's a big build-up before and also afterwards, and we have quite a few ceremonies that we do in preparation, also a few things that we do afterwards to mark that this is a new phase. One of the things that I do in preparation for the summer solstice, of course, has to do with the garden, and I've been drying some different herbs here in the apartment. We have lovage that I'm gonna make some really awesome salt, and I'm gonna show you guys later in the video how I do it. Because the way that I do it is that I dry up the lovage, and we have a lot of that in the garden because it grows just exponentially. What you can do is that you can dry it for a couple of weeks until it's really crispy, and then I have figured out that if you put it into a coffee grinder with some salt for preservation, I guess, and you grind it up, it becomes this really tasty green powder that you can use for dips and any type of dressing, soups. It's really, really tasteful, and it doesn't have that sharpness that lovage usually has if you use it fresh. It's great on if you make like an oven sandwich with some sliced potatoes or whatever you prefer, that you can use this as a little garnish. I'm gonna show you how you make it, and you can see it for yourself. Then we have mint drying. Mint we use for a few different things. We use it for tea in the winter, so it's a great herb because there's just so much of it, and again it grows exponentially in the garden. It's a very invasive herb, I guess. It's not invasive for us because we use it a lot. So we dry it up and you can use it for tea and iced tea or desserts. Then we have some thyme that we use as, garnish. This evening I think we're gonna make like a pizza, for example, with some truffle cheese and mushrooms and with some thyme on top of that. Then we have tarragon, fresh tarragon that I've been drying, where I just pluck off the leaves and then it's ready to use in any type of dish, again, hot or cold, it doesn't matter. Those little rituals, those things like preserving nature, reaping the benefits of it all year round, that's one example of a very practical and down-to-earth ceremony that we practice. I do a lot of other things and a lot involving crystals, of course, and I'll show that in a later video. Basically, yeah, I'll do that. But I'm gonna make it a short video today because Anker, he's waiting for me very patiently. I'm very proud of him that he hasn't been out waving at you guys. But we do have this little kitchen project. So right now I'm just gonna say thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and you would like more of this type of information, make sure to like, share and subscribe. It helps me to know what you guys want me to talk about, and it also helps others to find this content if that is what they're looking for. I wish you the most amazing day with so much love to you and to yours.